Hey guys, Rose here with the Cackling Moon, and this is going to be your weekly oracle reading. Um, I am going to be working with two different decks. So I'm going to be pulling from the Magical Unicorns. This is a really, really pretty and positive oracle deck to work with, and it's been one of my favorites so far. And then I'm also going to pull some tarot cards from the Greer Tarot. The Greer Tarot is a deck that I've really wanted for quite some time. And I found it at a shop. So I was at the shop, I saw the deck. The deck isn't the Italian version, so the cards are in Italian, but because I'm very familiar with the tarot, I don't really need to know. I don't need to have it in the correct, not the correct, but in English, so it doesn't matter to me. But I just thought I would pull a couple cards from the Greer. I love the imagery in this deck. It's so pretty, it's vibrant, it's colorful. The images are just, they pop. There's no borders to the cards, so you guys will see exactly what I'm talking about when we get started. And then just so you know, I have just this real colorful, everything is just colorful for this week. I just feel the vibe of color, the vibe of happiness and positivity. So I have a amethyst here for psychic divination. And I have, whoop, there goes my camera. And then I have my rose quartz. I hope he doesn't fall again. I have my rose quartz here, and rose quartz is good for love, relationships, relationships and love readings. So I have my rose quartz there. And then, like I said, the vibe that I'm feeling for this week is very positive, very full of love, full of happiness, good vibes. I think it's going to be one of those weeks where we're going to feel very rejuvenated and very like we're be back to focusing, back on track type of a vibe. And I just want to apologize for my voice and my if I start to cough. I'm still sick, so it's definitely been a very annoying week for me. So that's why I'm hoping that this vibe that I'm feeling for next week is actually true, because I could definitely use a pick-me-up week. a week where I can just catch up, feel a little bit more like myself, because this week I have definitely not been feeling myself. And I guess that just goes with being sick and whatnot. So okay, so we're going to pull 3 cards for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end. So the beginning of the week, we got love. The answer that you're seeking is love. So beginning of the week, the theme of this week is going to be love. It's going to be love in all shapes and forms. Romance, for those of us who are in relationships, it's going to be a good week of romance and probably rekindling love for a lot of us. I also feel like the energy that we should be throwing out into the universe is love energy. So begin your week off with just giving warm, loving vibes to people around you. You know, a simple smile, it goes a long way. But if you make yourself available and you really express your feelings and you show people love and attention in different ways, it can say a lot, and it can definitely reflect back to you for your own personal day. So I definitely do feel like how the vibe I was just talking about earlier with this whole love thing, definitely let's start the week off with an energy of love, an energy of delivering love and passion, romance for those of us who, like I said, those of us who are involved in relationships with people, romance, rekindling flames, and just expressing your feelings to the people that you really care about. The middle of the week, we got imagine. What would you see, feel, think, and hear if your wish came true? So the middle of the week looks like it's going to be filled with the desire to kind of plan ahead. Imagination, your imagination will be running wild, possibly. A lot of us might have some big events coming up, especially because it's towards the end of the year. So some of us are going to be going on vacation. Some of us are going to be seeing old family members we haven't seen for a while. So this week might be filled with a lot of kind of getting lost in your daydreams, getting lost in your plans of the future and whatnot. And I also feel like the Imagine card is also just saying to tapping into the ways of, you know, not being so serious. Don't take your life too seriously. You gotta have time to enjoy, enjoying your life and just being very open to opportunities that might be unexpected. So I definitely see the Imagine card as kind of playing a role in that, especially for the middle of the week. But it's always a good thing to have like something super exciting and positive to look forward to and to think about. That can definitely shift our energy too. And let's see what the end of the week or the weekend looks like. Brothers and sisters, to get along with others, see the love and the best within them. So again, a week filled of love, you guys. It's definitely, that is definitely the theme for this week. Seeing the good in people. There's, you know, we're normal, we're human beings. We're not going to get along with everybody that we encounter. So I think that the message here is just saying, trying to see the positives in everybody. And that's what's going to get you through the week. Especially if you know, those of us who are in situations where we come across people who are a little bit more difficult or people who challenge us, trying to see the good in situations. So like I said, this is definitely the vibe of this week is definitely very optimistic, very much filled with love, just a real playful energy. Now let's pull for the tarot. And we'll pull the 3 cards just to kind of give a little bit further insight for each message. So let's see what the beginning of the week, what messages will be coming through. Okay. So we have the message of love as we begin the week, and we got the Emperor. Sorry. So the Emperor, which is really interesting because the message of love and having a love energy, to me is very feminine and very soft. But the Emperor is a very masculine energy, so it's kind of interesting that that came up. And I think that this is basically saying you got to be the bigger person. So I think a lot of us are going to see situations where we are going to have to be the bigger person in the situation, whether we like it or not. We're going to have to humble ourselves. We're going to have to learn to kind of just work with other people for the benefit of being professional. But being the bigger person shows that you are obviously much more mature in the situation and that you care more about, you know, yourself and the people around you. Like I'm talking about more of a professional setting, especially if this is a work setting for a lot of us. Being the bigger person because of the sake of being professional. If it's a family thing, you know, being the bigger person, being more of the adult in the situation. So definitely I could see, like, with the beginning of the week, with having the approach of love, some of us are going to have to learn to kind of humble ourselves to be the bigger person in the situation. And that's really hard. Trust me, that's very hard to do. It is. I know. Okay, so the middle of the week we got Imagine and we got the Ace of Wands. I love it. Okay, so the Ace of Wands, aces are all about new beginnings, new chances, new opportunities. And the Wands is a very creative card. So like I said, those of you guys who are planning vacations or daydreaming about something super exciting that's coming up for you, the Wands is a creativity card. So there's just going to be a lot of inspiration going on. A lot of new beginnings with plans, inspired to do stuff. The end of the year does inspire a lot of us to think about our New Year's resolutions, thinking about the things that we want to change about ourselves, and how we want to enter the new year. So I love that the Ace of Wands came up for that. It just goes to show that Those of you guys who are going to be planning and thinking, have goals in mind, be creative about it. Let it come from a creative standpoint. And just know that this is where new beginnings will start. It'll start with obviously within your imagination, but it's also about putting it into action. And a wands is an action card. Wands is all about, you know, getting things going, doing something, actually putting stuff into play, you know, making it actually happen. So very cool, very cool. Okay, so then we have the brothers and sisters card, which is about loving people regardless of their faults. Again, like I mentioned here, being the bigger person, this is same thing. And we got the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so as soon as I flip this over, I got to tell you, I got the message of building relationships. So I do feel like if we are able to see the good in people, we might be able to have forgiveness. We might be able to actually build new relationships over the old drama. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to happen for everybody, because certainly some situations are we just don't want certain people around in our lives, and that's okay. Being the bigger person in that is just accepting and just moving forward, not trying to have the last word sort of thing. But this Three of Pentacles is telling me that for some of us who are going to be able to kind of allow ourselves to see the good in some people, it's gonna open up opportunity to rebuild the relationship, rebuild your respect for that person, or vice versa. And I think a lot of forgiveness is going to be happening, especially on the weekend. Making plans with people, meeting that person for coffee just to finally discuss what the hell is going on. You know, those types of things I'm talking about. But like I said, this doesn't mean everybody who is having, you know, a problem or an issue with another person or people. It doesn't mean that we're all going to be able to, you know, mend it and fix everything. I'm just saying for some people it will. And then for the rest of us, it's kind of like, I just see this as rebuilding to move forward. Kind of accepting what happened and just being able to move forward. So that's really cool. I really like the message that came through this week. So again, loving energies. Good things coming, but definitely
I think it's going to be a challenge for a lot of us to have to be the bigger person and kind of, you know, not step up to the plate so much, not be ready for battle. It's just kind of like being willing to let things go, even if it means we don't get what we want, we don't get the apology we want, you know, etc., etc. Okay, guys, so that concludes your weekly oracle reading. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.